Good evening, my viewer, my subscriber. That's right, you, my viewer, my subscriber. How you doing this evening? It's late. I'm kind of all out of sorts today, so I wasn't sure, am I going to do a video? Am I not going to do a video? And I've just been out of sorts for a few days, and I can feel, I'm diabetic, type 2, so I feel it in my stomach, my body, my anxiousness. I have not really tested my sugars, but I know my emotions have been all over the place the last few days, and I know a lot of it has to do with I'm anxious to, I can't be right with my family who moved to Florida, my daughter and granddaughter who, they were here living with me last year for a good 9 months of the year in 2025, and they left in August. And so, and we're close, and yet lately I'm not feeling all that close. Now, here's the funny thing is that for years I wanted her to be more out on her own and not quite so needy, let's say. Not that she was overly anyway, no, but just more, I wanted her to hopefully meet somebody nice and go on her own. She's in her 40s, so, and with a 13-year-old now, the granddaughter just turned 13 in January, and our birthdays are very close, and she's my dear. She's just the light of my life and has been for 13 years, and for the past 12, she was here a lot in my life, and my pretty much my main focus, and so I just to have them gone and not, I guess I'm feeling, and I know they love me dearly, don't get me wrong, but at 73, and I have my husband who's 91, so there's plenty for me to do, and there is, and I have a lot on my plate, and not complaining, it's just more referencing, what's the word I want? But anyway, I'm just feeling like I could cry today at a pin drop. And I know I get like this now and then, but a lot of it too was that a few days ago, the last time I did talk with my granddaughter, just briefly, it was very short, and she was upset, and I'm not, you don't like to see them like that. I'm not quite sure. She wouldn't really quite come forth with, what she was so upset about. And I know she's been a little indifferent lately to deal with, and new school, and I'm sure it's much bigger, and school, like I said in another video, really isn't her thing. Well, it wasn't my thing, it wasn't her mother's thing, so there's that. And then I don't know, not being there, they're so many miles away that it's not like I can, drive a couple miles and go see them like I used to do. A good hour it was still, but even that was doable, and we did it, but oh my goodness, this is hard. This is hard to have them be so far away, and I can't really grasp or see from my own eyes, what, or add my 2 cents to something that maybe my daughter doesn't want my 2 cents. And I tried calling today, and of course I don't want to feel like I don't call that often. I'm not an interfering one. If anything, I've tried to, let them be and not come across as, the doting grandmother or anything like that. But I'm really, really having anxiety. I really miss them. And when you see, someone that you love, your loved one's upset, you want to know, you want to help them. You want to get to the bottom of it, figure out what's going on, and then, try to give some insight and guidance into, what's causing those emotions with her and everything, so we can maybe help her and guide her and fix whatever it is that's bothering her. And God knows we've done everything in our care to, see that she's healthy and cared for and happy. And, she's just having a hard time with something these days. And I really did ask her, all kinds of questions. And everything was, is somebody at school bothering you? Or, something at home that doesn't sit well? And everything was no. And, she does have a couple of friends that we question a little. We don't know a lot about, but her mother knows more than I do. But anyway, it's just an ungodly feeling, and you want to help. You want to make it better, but better for her or for me, because I'm just so, Anyway, it's that grandmother's love too, I guess. And I've always been the one that they could come to and kind of lean on for some guidance. And I think, I read an article today that just rung true. Was it just resonated with me. Everything I'm feeling is that I feel like obviously my purpose has shifted. My purpose has shifted. And even though I'm very purposeful in the eyes and the life of my 91-year-old husband, he definitely needs me here with him, and I do that with open arms, welcome, and I'm hopefully doing the right thing with him and everything. But my purpose, when somebody's been so ever present in your life, and then and even though, like I said, I wanted my daughter to shift towards more independence and more, meet somebody nice and get more out on her own. They're there, they've done it. And I'm the one who doesn't know how to wear it. I don't know how to wear this new chapter in my life. I don't. And it's uncomfortable. I do feel like, I put myself and my needs for years on the back burner. I was one of those. I am one of those. And so doing for them, doing for the others, my loved ones in the family, was very much the norm for me. It wasn't my needs that I was, and so, everything I did was more for everybody else. Yeah. So, if one was to sit me down and ask me, what do I want? I don't know if I could I do, there are things, but I mean, I don't know if I could. I remember years ago going into a therapist's office when I was still married to my first husband and my children's father. Very young. I married at 20. So I remember, at a time where I sought some counseling, and the therapist there asked me what I wanted, and I honestly could not answer that. It's not something I gave a lot of thought to. And now I'm here and they're gone, and they are more doing for themselves and shifting, and now it's my daughter's turn to deal with the unruly teenager at times, whereas my daughter, like I state in a couple other videos, is how she, at this age, she put me through the mill. So now my daughter's seeing a little bit of that. But there's a reason for it. There's a reason for her anger, or kicking up a storm about something. So we've got to get to the nitty-gritty of it, and they will. But and then I tell myself, well, I'm not her mother, I'm her grandmother. She has a mother. I don't need to be right there. which is true. And yet it's, again, how do I wear this new chapter? And I'm busy. I got my YouTube that I do. I have eBay. I'm an eBay reseller. I got stuff all around this workroom, that I should be working on to sell and list. And I am. I got a couple of orders going out tomorrow. And I'm happy about that. And I know how to keep busy. I make jewelry. I could make something and craft. I mean, paint. I mean, there's a lot that I like to do. And yet I just haven't found the momentum, let's say, to work on those things. I want this anxious feeling to leave me, and it will once I can talk a little bit with my daughter and my granddaughter more, and just see her smile and know she's okay. And I'm sure they are, or I'd be hearing something, right? I mean, and now it's really late. She's got school tomorrow, and my daughter has work, and everybody's schedules, and everything goes on. But I just would have liked to have heard from them today, but I called a couple times and no one got back to me. And then your mind starts, well, are they purposely evading me, But I mean, I can't imagine that's the case. I know my daughter, and I get like this too, and I'm not saying this in a negative way. I do like my alone time sometimes, and she gets like that where she likes to dive into a good book and not answer the phone, and I get like that too. So it's not like I don't know those feelings and stuff. So, and I do know that. Blow my nose for just a second. Yeah. So anyway, I came to you this evening not really sure what I was going to talk about. I've got some nice Christmas ornaments here that are going to go on soon to eBay. These are old. Look at the box. But the box does say Poland too, so the box is going with it. Let's see where it says it on one of these sides. Yeah. Oh. Germany? Oh, this box actually says Fantasia brand. I don't know what that is. Fantasia brand. Huh. Anyway, anywho, the box is some of the original boxes, and yeah, that says Fantasia brand for some reason. Fantasia brand. I shouldn't have put that there because it took some of the, darn it, took some of the, I have used these boxes over and over and over again, year after year, so there's been, you can see all the tape. Look at this poor pathetic box. And I write every year, when I used them, and then they were used for many years prior to me and stuff, so yeah. But we are gonna try to get these on. Pretty, all hand painted. And they're signed at the top that says Poland, each one. And I gave some to his daughter, but we definitely need to sell these. We have a big tree that came down, and we need to recoup some money. So we have to sell these so that I can pay the tree people. That's what you do. You got, like Susie Orman talks about, sell something. Well, I'm selling something. All of these, look how old they are. Yeah. This one's pretty. And there are collectors out there. I've watched Homeworthy, and you see the people with their beautiful homes and Christmas trees at Christmas time. Oh my God. And they decorate to the hilt. And some rooms have a Christmas tree in every room, and and sometimes more than one. And they're gorgeous. And they do a beautiful job, and they're always looking for more ornaments. So I know that these will sell. So I've got, all signed Poland, and I've got to take pictures. Yeah. Oop. Are they pretty? Yeah. And I got the hooks. But like I said, the boxes are the original box, but they're pretty dilapidated, and I will state that in the listing. And some of these aren't, they're showing their age, but I mean, again, they are old. They've been around here for years and decades. Yeah, so. Eddie said to sell them, so, yeah. Because like I said, we need to recoup money to pay that bill. Yeah, right at the top in this little, you can see the word Poland. Yeah, very tiny, stamped on. Yeah, and print. Yeah, they're pretty. Christmas. Yeah, I love Christmas, but as you get older, I just can't do what we used to do. Ooh, that one's got a problem. Oh no. Oh, that one's got a little breaking going on. I'll have to state that. Or, yeah. I just saw that. Yep. Oh, that's too bad. You don't really notice it, but yeah. And boy, you can cut yourself on this stuff, so you gotta be careful. But anyway, that's what I'm doing this week, is I had to go through each and every one of these. Yeah, I gotta make sure there's no more damage. All right. But yeah, emotions, it's hard. It's hard to navigate, when you get older, my kids are great kids, don't get me wrong, they are. And my granddaughter, beautiful people, and I just want the best for them, that's all. And being so far away, it's very difficult. Like I said, when they were, I did everything centered around what they were doing, and now I don't have to do that, and yet it's freeing. It's very freeing, yes. And my time, which you want your time, but I can't explain. It's an empty feeling of you feel useless. You feel like, okay, now what do I do? Now, who needs me? And I know they do. And my husband does, but it's different. It's just different. At 73. Yeah. Anywho, you know, I was just watching another YouTube, a young woman, beautiful skin, you know, pretty, healthy looking, but she was evidently is a YouTuber, and she came on, and her message, I think it was just a short video, but her message was all about she's ready to leave this world as she knows it. She's ready to exit. She talks about this world, and she looks like maybe she's all of in her 30s, maybe. I mean, she must have a family and everything. Oh, maybe not, but and that's all she talks about in her feeling that she's very much, you know, loves the Lord and everything, all good stuff. But I was a little taken aback by, wow, you know, is that healthy for everyone to hear? You know, there's enough people taking their lives, and, you know, we're worried about our young people and this whole, you know, AI world we're living in, and ChatGPT, and, you know, all these young kids all on their phones, and everything's all tech world and media, social media, and God knows all the ramifications of, you know, what some of that can do. There's good stuff. I mean, I've learned a lot of things from social media. I've learned how to come in front of you and do this, and I've learned how to do eBay, and I've learned how to make my jewelry, and I've learned how to paint better, and I've learned how to craft and do some sewing projects and knit. I learned how to knit, and my rag rug and all those things. Okay, but so the social media, YouTube side of things for all that stuff is great. But, and even coming and sharing your feelings and I love doing YouTube. I look forward to, you know, you're kind of my audience, you're my people, and I need that. I need that, especially now since my family is shrinking, and I have a few close friends, and, you know, we do things, and it's nice to get out, but I think I'm feeling the winter blahs. This month is not one of my favorite months at all, and I think it's hard for a lot of people. And I say that, my poor daughter-in-law, it's her birthday month, and I don't mean to poo-poo her birthday month at all. I don't. But I've never enjoyed this month on the calendar. It's, you know, the windy March, and then here in New England, it can be, you know, a wet month and cold. Anyhow, I'm kind of all over the place, and I know it, but just bear with me, folks, as I deal with my anxiety, because I'm very anxious this evening, but trying to work through it. Yeah, I did go to a thrift store the other day. I didn't find hardly anything, only two little things, which are two little rings I have on my fingers. But this one is one of them. I'm wearing it on my pinky finger. Isn't that pretty? For $1. And I really believe it's, I don't know if I saw a signature or not, but of course I'm going half blind. I gotta have my eyes checked pretty soon, but could have a signature in there. Oh, maybe. Could be something in there. Hard to tell. But anywho, for $1, I picked it up. Now, it might fit on my ring finger, but no, it really doesn't. It has to go there, and it has to be. Oh, and then this I found cleaning under my bed and doing a little dusting, and I knew I had bought a thumb ring, and I couldn't find it. Well, it had come off my finger in the night, evidently. And so we found it. Yes, I eventually cleaned under my bed. So kind of pretty. I cleaned it up. So I'm styling with the rings today, right, folks? It's the little things that make you happy, you know? Anyway, here's another one. Now, this looks like a copper base to it, but I like that there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 little black rings, and they look kind of like onyx or a deep garnet or something. I'm not sure. And this, I don't think is signed, but it could be. I mean, I don't know. I don't see anything, but that doesn't mean anything. But both for $1. I picked them up. I'll enjoy them for a little while. But anyway, I stuck it on this finger. I got rings on it that make no rhyme or reason as to why I'm wearing them. These are my my other, wedding rings and stuff. And this Lunt silversmith ring my mother gave me at age 17, and I rarely take it off. And then the other ring is a mother's ring, and it's got my kids and mine and their fathers actually birthstone. Anyway, I don't know why I'm all of a sudden yawning. I guess and that's another reason I didn't get enough sleep, so that can lead to my anxiety too. So I should try to get to bed at a somewhat decent hour, but it is getting later. And how about this spring ahead business? I like that. I'll take that, but then it also changes up that and makes me a little anxious for a while with the change. So I remember when I was in the world of work, I enjoyed this time for what it represented on the calendar as a whole. But as far as, the whole, losing sleep and having to go to work and everything didn't sit well over the years. But anyway, in your retirement, you don't have to worry about that. But I still keep busy and I have a lot to do. So anyhow, I am so sorry I'm yawning in your face. But anyway, yeah, I've had anxiety, and so it's me learning how to shift into this different and new chapter in my life as I navigate through these senior years, right? And I'll get there. Usually I'm happy and bubbly, but today was hard. Today I would have liked to have reached my daughter and had a conversation, but it didn't happen, and that's okay. They're busy, they're doing their thing, and I get it. And some days when she was trying to reach me a year or two ago, she'd get so angry when she'd try to reach me on a lunch break or something, and I didn't hear my phone or something, so she'll probably be one to say, yeah, how does it feel, kind of thing, because today I was like really wanting to just say hello, and it just didn't happen. But on to another day, right? I'm not going to let it get me down. Everybody's good, and just keep saying the prayers that I do, that the good Lord is, embracing everybody with his loving hands. Yeah. So, anywho, I'm going to go. I'm going to say goodbye. It's been fun. Thank you for letting me come at you and vent or whatever it was I just did. And, yeah, tomorrow's a new day, and hopefully I'll have some, research type of video to come to. I got a couple things I've been looking into that I think might make somewhat of an interesting video. So we'll see, and just stay tuned. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope I've given you enough to think about subscribing or coming back or sharing and all those good things. But most importantly, comment. I really love the comments, and I really, really do. They're uplifting, and I could use some uplifting today. So if you're looking for something to do, comment. That would be great. And I'm sure other people like them too, but I do. I enjoy the comments. So anyway, thank you. And I am going to go work a little bit on eBay and call it a night. And again, thank you. And, you know, don't worry about me. I'll be just fine. This is, you know, typical me. And it runs along with a little bit of the diabetes. You get anxious at times, and it's all part of it. I'll have to make sure I test my sugars in the morning too. Yeah. All right. And until we meet again, I certainly hope the universe provides. I truly do. Thank you now. Oh, and I'm going to try to not edit. I'm just throwing this video right out there. So watch for that one. It's probably going to be called something about feeling anxious and useless at 73. Maybe. We'll see.